an idea what your brand is, how you're saying it, what your mission is, or what your promise is, who your competitors are. But there is what you think your brand is and how people perceive your brand could be very different. And this is where that gap is what breaks down the communication, the credibility, and the trust.
Passion, inspiration, determination. Are you ready to jump into a better life? Welcome to our program, Jump Into It.
Welcome to Jump Into It, a podcast and live show designed to help entrepreneurs prosper with purpose. I'm your host today, Anita Booth. Many of you may know me as the past co-host and longtime friend and collaborator of Gabrielle Hailmann. Today, I'm excited to sit down with Gabriella, the president and CEO of 360 Integral Marketing and the founder of Jump Into It, to talk about her newest innovation, the AI-powered brand playbook. This powerful system is designed to help entrepreneurs and business owners elevate their brand presence, stand out with authenticity, and gain a clear, actionable roadmap for growth in today's fast-changing AI-driven world. We'll explore what inspired its creation, how it simplifies the brand building process, and the real impact it can have on helping entrepreneurs turn vision into momentum and prosperity with purpose. Welcome, Gabriella.
Thank you, Anita. It's interesting being on the other side of the table being interviewed. Appreciate you and your great introduction about the AI brand playbook. We're so excited about being able to offer this to small businesses, entrepreneurs, professionals, consultants. With 360 Integral Marketing and working with over 100 small businesses, we uncovered a lot of their challenges around defining who they are. It's a very crowded space in the online world. How do you stand out? How do you really communicate why you are important, what services you have, what value you bring, what makes you unique, what makes you authentic? These are things that get lost and shuffled around, and your brilliance just doesn't shine. And that's what AI brand playbook is all about. It's about giving the entrepreneurs, businesses, consultants, and marketers actual tools, fast, quick, simple, easy way tools and education information that's accessible and almost immediate to be able to get a pulse on how the brand is doing. So what we've done is we've created 3 different parts to this series. One is get an AI brand reality check. You have an idea what your brand is, how you're saying it, what your mission is, or what your promise is, who your competitors are. But there is what you think your brand is and how people perceive your brand could be very different. And this is where that gap is what breaks down the communication, the credibility, and the trust. First thing in building and defining where your brand is to figure out where you are today and where are those gaps. Where are you doing well and where are your weaknesses? And then from that point, you can build a brand elevation roadmap. Our first step, and what we offer businesses for free, consultants, professionals for free, as long as you have an online presence, is to go in. It's a few simple questions, and you will get a report within 10 minutes that will tell you your alignment score, the score between what you perceive your brand to be versus what it actually is in the buyer's market. This is a really powerful tool. And then included in that are the strength, what you're doing really well with your brand, and the gaps, things that are just not working for you, and a few ideas on how you can make the difference. And with that in mind, what we thought, well, that's not enough. We've tested it out and we realized that's not enough for businesses. They need more. Now they can hire an expert marketer that's going to, and I have known that building out just a competitive analysis and figuring out their gaps and opportunities can cost businesses up to five to $10,000 or more if it's a larger business. And small business, they don't have that. But yet that is the essence of being successful, is knowing where you are and the roadmap on how to elevate your brand. So the next step in the series is a brand elevation roadmap. And what that does is it takes into consideration where you are, where you need to be, some of the key elements of what makes a really good brand, like clarity, consistency, visuals, and we mark those and we score them for you. But the other thing we do is we give you a plan, an actionable plan, a 90-day plan, a 60-day plan, and a more immediate 30-day plan. And that's what this report does. Wow. If you got a marketer, it would cost you thousands of dollars to get this information. So you're asking, okay, how do you get all this information so fast and so quickly? Well, with AI empowers this report. And what it does is it looks at your website. It scans it, it looks at your services you provide, your competitors, and it goes out and looks at what the world is talking about your brand, what your competitors doing. It does a comparison and it very succinctly so that it can build this report. It can identify the gaps and it can identify a roadmap on how you can elevate your brand from where you are today to where you want to go. But we went a little bit further than that, Anita, a little bit further. What we did was, okay, well, that's nice. I got my 90-day plan. I got my 30, 60, 90-day plan. I figured out also what we included was what the ROI is. If you do this plan, if you elevate your brand, what's your return on investment? We included that as well. We also included, do you really need to make changes to your brand? We included a recommendation summary as well. This is really, really powerful report. But what I say is the next level beyond that is, okay, you got 90 days. Well, I need to check in. Did I make a difference? Is it moving the needle? Well, with an annual plan, you get to go in every quarter and update your plan. Look at your alignment score, look at the recommendation. Did you move the needle? Now, maybe you're a medium sized business, and this is really great for marketers and make them accountable to check in. Hey, did you do the things? Is it moving the needle? Or sometimes it's just a validation check to say, hey, you know what? This is what we were thinking. Or you wanted to make this change. Now you've got some extra data and support that says, yeah, we need to do it and we need to do it sooner, or this is something that we can push back and do a little bit later. It's not going to have such a strong impact on our brand. So it's the immediate and long-term goal here. So you can keep checking it because as we know, the world is very dynamic. We don't set something and play it for a year. We have to keep revisiting, keep recreating. Like brand is an organic thing, and it keeps moving and it keeps changing in the sense that how people perceive your brand. And that's why we've created the brand elevation game plan. So we have 3 steps to this. It's the brand reality check, the brand elevation roadmap, and the brand elevation game plan. And this is all part of the AI brand playbook. And this is for people that are serious about wanting to really take charge, take over the voice and the conversation that are being said about your brand. With a strong brand, people trust you more. But how do you gain that trust? How do you gain the trust and credibility with a really good brand? The AI brand playbook will help you get there. And that is something we're so proud of because a lot of businesses get lost, and I've seen it. And when they turn around and say, oh, give me a website, oh, post social media. But if you don't know what your voice is, you don't know how to be authentic, you don't know how you can shine your own light on your own business and your own services. That's why AI brand playbook is so important because it helps you there.
Everybody is really understanding how incredible this playbook and reality check really is. I got to see it firsthand. I think, Gabriella, you've really landed on something that's going to be so important for businesses and entrepreneurs to simplify the process, to get to the meat of their brand and to understand how they are positioned within the marketplace. Can you share what the biggest misconception you found that people have about AI when it comes to branding and marketing?
People think that AI is going to take over their voice. You lost the human side of the conversation, and that the words that everybody's speaking is going to become commonalized. What I mean by that is everybody's going to start saying the same thing since AI is pulling from multiple or common sources. And that's is a misconception because when you get clarity on your brand, your voice, you feed that in and you provide the parameters and guidelines for AI to be able to support you. AI is not replacing your brand. AI is that super powered assistant to help you to accelerate getting your voice out there. That's what AI does. The difference between AI and a human is we have heart. We have emotion, we have feeling, we have connection. AI is not, it's just bits of information gathered in a way. It's a learning tool. So, knowing that AI is never going to replace a human, but we can use AI to be able to accelerate what we need to say and how we want to say it in a very succinct and very quick manner, and to be able to measure the success of our efforts. And that's what AI does. AI is a compilation of being able to package text very effectively, visualizing, and helping predict behavior. But it doesn't replace a human, and it doesn't replace your brand, and it doesn't replace your business.
I couldn't agree more. As a marketer and as a communicator, as a storyteller, I think AI has only made things more accessible in a quicker way. And transformation when it comes to entrepreneurs with this new tool. What are you hoping entrepreneurs will experience when they use the AI powered brand playbook?
Well, what they'll experience is a insight, a pulse on where their brand is today, and some actionable steps on how to move the needle. A lot of people can say, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, but getting insight on why you need to do it and when you need to do it and the timeline to do it and the ability to stay accountable by checking in on a quarterly basis of how you're doing and how that's going to adjust your plan. So each quarter, you will be able to rerun the report and get a revised quarterly plan to be able to elevate your brand. So the 90-day, 30, the 60-day, and the 30-day. So this is an ongoing game plan for businesses. It's not just a one-time shot with the finger wagging saying, oh, you should do this. It's actually a partnership in which you help to move and elevate your brand. And the other thing I wanted to also mention with the annual subscription is that we help you along the way. So you also have access to our Prosper with Purpose connections, our Jump Into Workshop, podcast guest features, as well as tools and marketing playbooks. And Anita has also been part of a lot of that offering because we know that just handing you the information, handing you the plan may not be enough for you. And you may want to connect with other experts, which I think is very wise. So that's why, as part of the annual plan, it's not just getting those reports and being accountable, but it's also getting some additional guidance, tools, workshops, and also an opportunity to feature your brand, feature your message like we're doing here today. You have a story to tell, you have some challenges that you've overcome. We'd love to hear from you as a Jump Into podcast guest.
Absolutely. So hopefully this inspires others to reach out to us. But I liked what you said there, Gabriella, is quarterly check-in. And I think what happens when marketers and marketing teams are building brands or even entrepreneurs, they get into it and they do this exercise once. And the power that this brings in, it takes in multiple dimensions of the brand when they receive the report. But I think what I love hearing most is that regular check-in, because as you implement strategies, finalize the voice, and you're getting your website up or changing your website, we often don't go back. It's just keep moving forward, and there's no regard to the checkpoints along the way. And I think the quarterly report is just incredible, and the value that that report offers, I think will blow a lot of people away. We know we got some really great feedback when we were recently at a huge marketing conference in Atlanta. There was the lineup of people asking and wondering what we were doing. We made such a big splash, and so this is going to really, I think, resonate with so many. So that is what I wanted to add to the conversation. What about the playbook do you think is simpler for someone? And so now, talk a little bit more about the just the playbook itself and the value that that'll bring entrepreneurs. So there's the quarterly, you can keep checking in. Talk a little bit more about this evolution and roadmap that you mentioned earlier on.
We want everybody to try. And as I said, it's for free right now. So take the opportunity to try it, to get a sample. First, the first reality check on where your brand is and how the market perceives it. And you get an alignment score. The roadmap takes it to the next level. So now we have this alignment score, and it's included in the roadmap report as well. And it goes deeper into figuring out what your strengths are and what your gaps are. It also breaks down the elements of what makes a really strong brand around clarity and message and visuals, and it marks those. It scores each of those brand elements or pillars individually. So now you not only get this high level score, but in the roadmap, you get a score for each of the elements that make a powerful brand. And that's pretty awesome. And then with that also, you get a recommendation. So with the AI brand roadmap, we've done an analysis of your brand, and we've looked at, does it really need to be refreshed? Like, how much investment or uplifting do we need to have? So we're going to include in that report some recommendations around not just if it needs an overhaul or a tweak. And also with that, is what's the return on investment? So we look at your industry, up to date information about companies that are similar, businesses similar to yours that have done a brand refresh or an update. And what return on investment did they generate by doing this? And then also is that what we talked about before is the plan. I mean, it's nice to say, hey, I got a problem here. Hey, yeah, I recognized it. Well, what are the steps to fix it? What is my plan of action? What can I do here? And that's what the roadmap does, is that it gives you that detailed plan. It gives you a 90, as I said, a 90-day, a 60, and a 30-day. So you're not left hanging there going, oh my gosh, I've got this low score. I've got all these challenges that I've got to overcome. Now I've got a plan on how I can fix this. Now, and then it's up to you how much you want to, how much effort and work and accountability you want to take on this. And sometimes what the roadmap does is it validates what you already have in place. Now, I have done this with a number of businesses, and they have said, yeah, no, we weren't supposed to do. I am telling my boss, I am telling the company that we should do this. This is exactly what we need to do. And it kind of sometimes it's not about building that plan, but it's validating a plan that you've already got in place with extra data points to say, yeah, we're on the right track here. And the quarterly report continues to refine or remind us on that. So the reality check report gives you a flavor of what the roadmap is going to drive home and what the ultimate game plan of continuously reviewing and staying accountable will do.
Incredible, because what I've heard you just say is probably worth thousands and thousands of dollars if you would hire a marketing agency or brand consultants. And I think this report will help to keep costs down and really receive the value that of a real consultant doing, hours and hours and weeks on end of research and evaluation. And sometimes, as we know, entrepreneurs, small businesses just don't have the budget. They're focusing on operating the business and trying to get all the pieces together, and the brand is so important, and sometimes it's the last thing that's considered as part of the startup. So I think this will be amazing for those just starting, and I think it'll be amazing for even well built brands that have been in the mix for years, because it really just gives you a snapshot at that point in time. You could be the best brand, the Nikes or whatever, and you put their information into your report. They're gonna get some value too, maybe some ahas that their team didn't even think about. So what is this? What do you see this valued as? I know now it's free, so everybody, I would like you to tell us how we get to it, and do it ourselves and make sure that you have people jumping in and checking out the new tool. But what do you think is going to be valued at it when you actually do put it out? It's going to be a reasonable price, I imagine, for entrepreneurs?
Absolutely, absolutely. We're just finalizing some of the costing, but the first report, the reality check, is free. And then the roadmap, the brand elevation roadmap and the brand elevation game plan, which is ongoing, is going to be you can have a one-time cost for the elevation roadmap. So you can get your 90-day plan. But if you're a committed leader and you want to really accelerate your business and you're committed to building and elevating your brand, to do so, to build that credibility and trust with your buyers and your prospective buyers, then I recommend the brand elevation game plan. And the costs are incredibly low. It's less than $100 in order to generate these reports. So it's extremely affordable. And as you said, it's easy to do. We're asking you a few minutes to fill out the form. That's the beauty of being able to take data and being able to go through the internet with the information you provide us to gather all the information to be able to generate a very robust report. So it's very little commitment upfront for the entrepreneurs, for the business owners and the consultants. Just takes a couple minutes to fill out the form, and within 10 minutes, you will get a very robust report, and it'll really surprise you. And we're offering the first report for free because we want you to see what kind of incredible value you get from this. And then so you can see and have the confidence that having a more robust report is something that's really going to help you. And I think, as you said, Anita, to hire a consultant, this would cost thousands of dollars. I'm not kidding. This is going to cost thousands of dollars. I mean, we've charged small businesses $5,000 for a report like this, and now you can get it in your inbox for less than $100. That's wow. And doing a report like this historically would take 2, maybe 3 weeks. Now it'll take 10 minutes. So
Hmm.
you're saying, okay, well, there's no way it's going to have the same quality. It's no way it's going to have that same insight. I get that. I get that concern. So that's why do the reality check report first, and then that will solidify your decision that, hey, it's worth the investment, less than $100 to be able to get these robust reports. I am
Where do
sure.
they go, Gabriella? Where do they go to get this?
Where do
Because
they go? Okay, where
where do
do
they
they
go?
go? Where do they go? Okay, so uh, Jump Into It is powered by 360 Integral Marketing, my marketing agency. So you can visit 360 Integral Marketing /Jump Into It, and you will be able to view everything that Jump Into It has to offer, as well as this report. And if you want to learn more about sponsorship or to offer this amazing AI brand playbook to your associates or members, then let's talk, because we want to make it available to those that are really serious about making a difference with their brand, prosper with purpose, and display their brilliance. And that's what we're here for.
Thank you so much, Gabrielle. It was a pleasure being on the other side and doing the interview with you. And stay tuned for Jump Into It for our next podcast. We're going to have another great guest. And thank you so much for joining.
We're very excited to be able to make a difference with entrepreneurs and businesses. Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. At Jump Into It, we empower business owners, marketers, and entrepreneurs to turn their dreams into reality. Want to supercharge your marketing efforts? Grab Jump Into It Breakthrough Marketing Guide, now available on Amazon. Uncover how to stop wasting time and money and create effective marketing strategies that deliver results with no more guesswork. Ready to take it further? Join our expert-led training at 360integralmarketing.com and get practical tools you can use right away. Don't miss out. Tune in to our podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple TV for exclusive insights. Stay ahead of the game. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. With the courage and knowledge to bring your ideas to life, get ready to jump into it.